Okay, so let's jump right in. Today, we're digging into a pretty bold and ambitious vision for the future of Bangladesh. It's all drawn from a new book called The Architects of Tomorrow. And it's basically a blueprint, one designed to tackle some of the nation's biggest challenges head on. Right from the start, the book hits you with this powerful quote. It really sets a tone of urgency. The whole argument is that Bangladesh is standing at one of those critical crossroads right now. A point where just sticking to the status quo isn't going to cut it anymore. So you might be wondering, where is all this coming from? Well, it's from a manifesto by author Guru Delawar Hossain. And this isn't just about pointing out problems. It's being framed as a real strategic roadmap for a complete national overhaul, all under this big idea of a revolution for rejuvenation. But before getting into all the solutions, the plan first zeroes in on one central, urgent challenge. This is the core problem that this whole blueprint is really built to solve. The author really frames the entire conversation around this one critical question. What is the single biggest, deep-rooted obstacle that's holding the nation back from its incredible potential? And here's the answer, presented as a single, really stark number: 30 million. According to this book, that's the estimated number of educated people in the country who are unemployed. That is a staggering figure. It represents just an immense loss of human potential. Okay, so to tackle that massive number, the book proposes this comprehensive solution it calls the DAFA 15 blueprint. Now, DAFA basically means article or section. So think of this as Article 15 of the manifesto, a huge initiative focused squarely on creating jobs and developing human resources. And this gives us the official visual identity for the proposal. You can see DAFA 15, or Article 15, is designed to be a really focused initiative. It's attacking the problem on two fronts: creating employment and investing directly in people, in human capital. So how's it supposed to work? Well, the first major piece of the puzzle is this: an SME Entrepreneurship Startup Capital Fund. The idea is to pump 10,000 crore Taka straight into the economy to empower educated individuals to become entrepreneurs so they can create jobs for others. But, money by itself isn't enough. The second pillar of this plan is a brand new institution, the Human Resource Development Corporation, or HRDC. Its whole mission is to bridge that massive gap between what people learn in school and what industries actually need, providing real demand-driven training in both hard and soft skills. Now, the financial commitment they're talking about for this plan is, well, it's huge. The proposal is calling for a total of 1.5 lakh crore Taka in budget support. A figure like that really signals the massive scale of investment the author thinks is needed to actually move the needle on this issue. And this slide gives us a clear look at the strategy behind that giant number. You can see the majority, 1 lakh crore Taka, is set aside for the immediate needs: education and skills training. The other 50,000 crore Taka is a long-term play, an investment in research and development to try and spark innovation for the future. Okay, so a vision this big, with a budget this big, absolutely needs a clear plan of action. The proposal doesn't just throw out ideas. It lays out a practical 4-step roadmap for how to actually get this done. All right, let's walk through this. The plan unfolds in 4 phases. First, in the initial 6 months, it's all about laying the groundwork, creating the project structure and a solid financing model. Step 2, over the next year, is all in on skill development. Then, Step 3, across 2 years, has a concrete goal: create at least 100,000 new jobs. And finally, Step 4 is the long game, building a truly sustainable system for developing human resources for years to come. But, as we all know, a plan, no matter how detailed it is only as good as its execution. And the author is crystal clear that this entire thing depends on a few critical, non-negotiable conditions for success. According to the manifesto, success really comes down to these 4 things. First, you need consistent political will and stability. Second, a real direct partnership between industries and universities. Third, absolute transparency and accountability in how it's all managed. And finally, continuous, uninterrupted investment in the nation's IT infrastructure. Without these 4 pillars, the plan pretty much just stays an idea on paper. As we get toward the end of this blueprint, the author leaves us with this really powerful call to action. The message is clear. All the structural changes and financial investments are just tools. The real engine for this kind of transformation has to be national unity and a shared sense of purpose. And that brings us to the final, really thought-provoking question this whole vision leaves us with. It kind of moves beyond the nuts and bolts of the plan and gets to the very spirit of the nation itself. It's a question not just for leaders, but for every single citizen. Can an entire nation of 180 million people actually unite behind one single, unwavering purpose? It's definitely something to think about.